One hidden killer on Cummins ISX-15 engines is weak injector cups. When they leak, coolant gets into the cylinders and suddenly you're facing a big repair bill. Industrial Injection has the fix. Our Torque Lock Injector Cup Kit. With a threaded Torque Lock design, these cups stay sealed for good. No more coolant leaks. No more surprise downtime. Keep your truck on the road. Ask your shop for Industrial Injection Torque Lock Injector Cups today.
Advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive can make a huge difference for your business.
This is Dean Michael, the tax doctor, and I just want to say advertising on Steve Sommers' show has been the best marketing avenue for my business, providing the best return on investment consistently over everything else I've tried. I've done it all from TV commercials, pay-per-click on Google, search engine optimization, social media, and publishing ads in major magazines, but none of them came even close to doing what Steve Sommers' show did for me.
If you're interested in advertising on the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, drop us an email at ssod@hotshotsecret.com.
Here we go, another hour rolling into a Friday. Yeah, we cross over the midnight hour in the Mountain Time Zone. West Coast friends, you're next. Trust you've had a good week. Final day of July. Here it is. Hard to believe, 31st already. Yeah, thanks for spending some time with us. The Gremlins are working overtime. Yeah, I got a scheduled appointment with the IT department in Chicago. Get a hold of them later this morning. We left off with the water plants. And Kim Commando, the question, what if nobody had caught it? She said water plants run on SCADA systems, SCADA systems. The translation is the remote controls for pumps and treatment chemicals. If state-sponsored foreign or other hackers kill the pumps and nobody notices, the pressure drops. Yeah, low pressure in the system lets groundwater and whatever's swimming in it seep in through cracks and leaks. That's why a busted water main triggers an urgent boil water notice when they occur around the country, right? The darker scenario would be someone fiddling with the chemical dosing. Now, that's not a hypothetical. In 2023, it was an Iranian-linked group hijacked a Pennsylvania water station's controls. Operators ran it by hand until cleanup. Subsequent EPA inspections, they say, found over 70% of water systems nationwide violated basic security rules. That's scary. It's a pretty simple preparation plan. Yeah, stash some water. Yeah, they typically advise 1 gallon per person per day. Have a 3 days minimum on hand at any time. 2 weeks if you've got the room for it. And pets count as people. If you're filling your own jugs, you want to swap them every 6 months. If you purchase, I guess, gallons of bottled water, there's a much longer expiration date on those. But meanwhile, sign up for your city's emergency alerts. That's how a boil water notice would hit your phone in a matter of minutes. And learn the boil drill. Yeah, a rolling boil for 1 full minute kills the nasties. Okay? Yeah, Minnesota flipped on their statewide cyber response. And everyone from town halls to Washington shut this attack down in hours. Now, the state's cyber chief said the defenses worked as they were supposed to, worked as intended. That should be a little bit comforting, but all we know is the hackers keep hacking, The hackers keep hacking. Make sure you have some water on hold if need be. Again, the update yesterday said, just as the case in Pennsylvania several years ago, at this point in time, Iran is being blamed. According to the New York Times, the preliminary assessment led to Iranian hackers as the likely culprits, although a final assessment could modify that determination. As we mentioned, the well and the treatment plant in one city was offline Monday, while other cities found ways to work around the disruption. Emily Zimmer, representative of the state agency, tells Reuters the timing, the methods of access, and targeted infrastructure share characteristics with other coordinated cyber incidents that our federal partners has observed involving critical infrastructure. The FBI issuing a statement that they're aware of this and they're in contact with victims to resolve the matter. But we know Iranian-linked hackers have targeted water systems for years. Back in April, the Federal Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency warned Iranian hackers were trying to take control of computer devices used to interact with infrastructure networks. A July warning followed, expanding that warning. The CISA's updated reporting shows a worrying expansion in Iranian-linked critical infrastructure targeting, focused on the United States, according to the director of threat research and cyber engineering at cybersecurity firm Dataminer. And on July the 27th, John Israel, Minnesota's chief information security officer, said ultimately about 36 water systems had been targeted. That's pretty broad. Cybersecurity experts have long said U.S. water systems, which tend to be older and more vulnerable to hacking. The mayor of Braham, Minnesota, said the impact of the hack was felt Monday when the well that provides water to the city's tower malfunctioned. They isolated the affected system, restored a backup, and restarted the plant in about 90 minutes. But this attack on critical public infrastructure should be a warning to policymakers in St. Paul, he said. So local governments are expected to defend essential systems against foreign adversaries and sophisticated criminals, oftentimes with limited staff and aging technology, inadequate resources. So I guess he's kind of advising the leadership there in St. Paul. We might need to put a little more focus, a little more energy, and maybe a little more money into, well, just think of all that money that's being swiped in fraud in Minnesota could be put into upgrading your critical infrastructure there. That would sure go a long way because it's hundreds of millions or billions of dollars that have been swiped from the taxpayers in that state, as we know. Eagle, got you on a Friday. What's happening?
Yeah. Steve, I'm gonna start with the good stuff first about Donald Trump, and then I got some bad stuff about Donald Trump. It's some very disturbing things going on with Donald Trump, and I'm gonna have to talk about him tonight. But I'll start off with the good stuff and give the guy some credit before I say some things. First of all, I want to say, Donald Trump was on at the White House today, and he announced the Veterans Truck Driver Program. People that was involved in the military can try to get a commercial license to drive a truck, which I think is good because we need some people, dedicated people that are and discipline people instead of these young punks that they bringing into the industry that have no discipline and just a bunch of know-it-alls. We need some people out here out on the road that actually take pride in what they're doing. And I think the veterans are definitely going to do that, because if they fought for the United States, then they definitely going to take pride in what they do when it comes to operating the truck and getting rid of these foreigners, these towel heads, and these other guys that they got out here. You know, as I was driving across Interstate 40 today, Steve, I told you in the past, you used to see a lot of California license plates coming across Interstate 40 in Oklahoma and New Mexico, coming out of California, Bakersfield, and all in that area where the produce comes from. But I noticed I didn't see too many. I didn't see too many California license plates today.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell that you didn't have nobody tailgating you like those idiots normally do, and you didn't have nobody riding down the road with their foot up on the dashboard, thinking they look cool going down the road with a pair of flip flops on, operating a commercial vehicle, embarrassing not only themselves but people like me who actually take pride in what they do. They got those guys off the road. I got to give Trump credit for that. These states like Oklahoma, I've told you this before. Anybody going into Oklahoma, you better make sure you got everything. You better make sure you got all your paperwork correct. You better make sure you got your axles on your trailer at the proper 12, 34, and 34, because I guarantee you, you will be stopped when you roll into Oklahoma. Scales open 24/7 in Oklahoma. They never shut down. On Interstate 40 or 35, whether you're coming north, south, east, or west, Oklahoma is ready for you. I don't know who the governor is of Oklahoma, but he's doing a hell of a job getting these illegal drivers off the road. They are pulling trucks over and left and right in Oklahoma as I was driving today. So I'm gonna repeat myself. If you come into Oklahoma, you better make sure you got everything correct, because you will be shut down, or you might even lose some money out of your pocket if you're not rolling the right way in Oklahoma. You better think twice before you come. My word of advice to you. Now, like I said before, Steve, Trump has done a hell of a job with the trucking industry, getting I think they said over 20,000 individuals have been put off the road that shouldn't be out here, that are driving around with bogus CDLs that were given to them by Gavin Newsom in California and New York State and other states around the country, thanks to good old Joe Biden. And but that's come to a stop due to Donald Trump. I got to give a guy credit for that, because you can bet your last dollar if Kamala Harris would have got in the White House, I'm willing to bet every dollar I got in my pocket, I repeat myself, not one illegal truck driver would have been took off the road, because Kamala Harris nor Joe Biden cared who operated a truck in America. As a matter of fact, they'd have put more. Kamala Harris wouldn't have got rid of drivers. She would have put more of them on the road, because they don't care, because Biden nor her cared about America. And I told you that for over 4 years, Steve. I called you night after night and talked to you about the border in Texas. And people thought that I was just talking. And now it's coming. Everything I told you has come true when you see all these accidents and wrecks that occurred in America due to the stupidity of Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. And like I said, it took Donald Trump to put a stop to it. I've actually seen an improvement in the road safety in America since Trump has done what he has done. And I appreciate that. Now, to get to the bad part about Donald Trump, the bad situation, and there's a lot bad to talk about.
Is this where
a lot. What do you say?
Is this where we get to throw him under the bus?
Yeah. there's a lot bad to talk about, Steve, because I told you I'm a fair person. If you're doing a good job, I'll be the first one to praise you. But if you're doing bad, I'm gonna get all over you. And Trump, Steve, you know, you and some of the other listeners, I've told you this. Trump is not doing he's not doing a good job at handling this war. It's not good, and it's not good at all. What's going on? There's no end game, Steve. There's no, and I meant to ask you that last night. Okay, you said that my end game is not gonna work. You say my end game is not gonna work using a nuclear weapon. Okay, so I like to ask you, what is your end game? Because I guarantee you, Donald Trump nor anybody in the White House right now has an end game to end this war in Iran. So what is your end game? And then I'm gonna give my explanation as to what I have to say.
Yeah,
do you have an end game to this war?
I do not have I don't know what it is, and